New Yorkers, was good? New York City audit. All right, I want you to take a look at this video. There's a woman that got inside her apartment, and as soon as
Stop scrolling. Look closely at what happens when she opens her door. You're going to want to check your locks after seeing this.
she got in, there's an individual that almost went inside with her, but he didn't succeed. Ladies, please be aware, be on point, be aware of your surroundings.
Wait, did you catch that? Look at the guy hovering in the stairwell right as she turns her key. The situational awareness here is absolutely terrifying. This isn't just some random clip. It's a masterclass in why you always need to check your six before stepping into a confined space. Notice how she doesn't fully turn her back. Her posture stays rigid, and the door shuts exactly in time. The split-second hesitation from the guy outside tells you everything you need to know about his intentions. We always talk about city safety as some abstract political talking point, but this is the raw reality on the ground. When people feel secure, they don't sprint through their own hallways. The architectural layout of these older apartment buildings practically creates these blind spots, making it a nightmare for anyone walking home alone. It's a chilling reminder that no matter what statistics politicians throw around during their press briefings, the only thing that matters in moments like these is your own instinct and reaction time. Stay alert out there, seriously.
Anybody who's affiliated with the U.S., fuck them. I hate anybody affiliated with the U.S. Which flag is the most offensive?
Yeah, which one is the most offensive? That's the Iranian regime flag. Do you know what that one is? Soviet Union.
Soviet Union?
Yeah.
Yo.
Anybody
who's affiliated with the U.S., fuck them. I hate anybody affiliated with the U.S.
You're affiliated with the U.S.
You're right. I hate that I'm affiliated with the U.S. Why? Yo, this is a freaking dictatorship. Trump sucks mad.
Pause right there. Look at the absolute confidence radiating from her as she stands on an American boardwalk, completely trashing the very soil she's standing on. It's wild to see someone hold up a Soviet Union flag, a regime responsible for untold historical suffering, while simultaneously claiming to be the ultimate victim of oppression. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Notice the body language of the interviewer versus the group. There's a total breakdown in logic here. When she screams that she hates anyone affiliated with the US, she's holding a megaphone built by capitalism, standing on infrastructure funded by the taxpayers she loathes. It's a fascinating psychological study in how ideological echo chambers warp reality. People get so entrenched in their online communities that when they finally step outside and get handed a microphone, they just malfunction and repeat talking points that make zero historical sense. The disconnect between her extreme rhetoric and her comfortable reality is honestly staggering to watch play out in real time.
In terms of looking at nature as if it's some sort of cis heteropatriarchal structure is absurd, and that this, gender binary that we've created is nothing but a quaint little myth. And I think, her work and this documentary really, really shows that what we have been taught in school in regards to these structures, men being superior, women being inferior, submissive or what have you, it being this, yes, heterosexual existence is just completely false.
Did you notice how they use these majestic, high-definition clips of lions and meerkats to push a completely human-constructed sociological theory? It's a classic documentary manipulation tactic. You take something undeniably natural, like a wolf pack or a herd of deer, and you overlay a highly debated, modern ideological narrative on top of it. Nature is brutal, binary, and driven strictly by survival and reproduction. Trying to project 21st century gender theories onto a flock of peacocks is intellectually dishonest. Look at the framing of the shots. They want you to feel a sense of awe and then subconsciously attach that feeling to the narration. It's a beautiful piece of editing, but it completely ignores fundamental biology. Animals aren't sitting around dismantling the patriarchy. They're trying not to get eaten. When we start anthropomorphizing wild animals to justify our own social political arguments, we lose touch with actual science. It's a wild strategy to watch unfold, using the raw reality of the animal kingdom to argue that reality itself is just a myth.
Kept dressing or acting a certain way. My relationships fell apart. No one wanted to date me because they didn't want to be with a woman. That sexual expression part was not for them. It was like shared with the world. So like guys, when I would try to date, when I was dating or who I was engaged at the time, that didn't work out because I was sharing a part of myself that men wanted to be saved for them only. And the fact that I would, pose nude or dance in very little clothes or show my body was making them feel like I was taking something away that was meant to be for them.
Listen closely to the words she's choosing here. She's actively wondering why guys wouldn't commit while completely acknowledging that she was mass broadcasting the most intimate parts of herself to the entire globe. There's a massive psychological difference between personal expression and relationship boundaries. When you build an entire brand on being highly sexualized and publicly accessible, it entirely rewrites the dynamic of a private, monogamous relationship. Notice the subtle shift in her tone. She's framing it almost as a societal failure of these men, rather than recognizing that most humans inherently value exclusivity in a partner. It's not about men being intimidated. It's about the basic human desire for something that belongs only to the relationship. We've reached this weird cultural peak where celebrity oversharing is praised as empowerment, but the real-world consequence is intense isolation. You can't commodify your intimacy for millions of fans and then expect a single partner to feel like they hold a unique, protected space in your life. Actions always have trade-offs.
You see with taxes such as the CBC report that showed the Empire State's share of nation's millionaires declined more than any other state. From every other U.S. state has gained more residents from New York than has lost to New York. So what is the city doing to attract more, and what conflicts do you see with taxes such as PAT and increasing more taxes when we're seeing flight already?
The first time that I met Councilwoman Carmen De La Rosa was when we were both serving in the New York State Assembly. And that was the year when we were advocating to increase taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers by raising income taxes on those who made more than $1 million across our city and state. And we were told then that if we were to do that, that we would have fewer millionaires in the years to come. And what we found is after passing that and raising billions of dollars that helped our state to finally meet the terms of the Campaign for Fiscal Equity, that we in fact had more millionaires than we had prior.
Look at the people standing behind him during this press briefing. If you want to know how a speech is really landing, don't watch the speaker. Watch the background characters. Their body language is incredibly telling. You've got crossed arms, blank stares, and forced nods. It's the universal look of people who were told to stand there for the cameras, but aren't fully buying what's being sold. He's up there delivering these practiced, polished talking points about fiscal responsibility, but the energy of the crowd screams exhaustion. When politicians organize these outdoor events, they are desperately trying to project grassroots support, but it often backfires when the attendees look like hostages. Notice how rigid the framing is. It's designed to look like a united front, but the micro expressions give it all away. This is the reality of local politics. It's heavily staged, heavily scripted, and almost entirely disconnected from the actual pulse of the community it claims to represent. Always watch the background. Drop a comment and tell me what you noticed. Stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.